Why would I rent when I could just pay off my mortgage?
That's what people with the IQ of 8 often ask me.
The rent's never ending, and the mortgage you can pay off eventually and have your own home at the end of it.
It's very, very true. So the reason that I rent and I advise most people should rent is because it's not just renting and then doing nothing else with the money. It's renting and then doing something else with the money, which is generally investing. So if you live in a house that's $500,000 or $600,000 or $700,000, generally buying that house is actually probably better than renting it, to be honest. But if you live in a major city and you've usually got to spend, $1.5 to $2.5 million plus to get a good house in a good location, if you look at what the repayments would be on that house at an 80% loan to value ratio, assuming you put down a 20% deposit, versus what it would cost you to rent that same house, the interest is 5.5%, 6%, assuming on 80%, and you could probably rent that house for a 2 to 3% rental return for that landlord, which means you're renting it for half of what it's costing them to own. Then with the money that you're saving, you go and buy investment properties of which the debt is tax deductible versus owner-occupied debt, which is non-tax deductible. So you get tax concessions for investing. Those investment properties grow in value over time. Assuming that you also paid that investment debt down, which I advise not to do, but let's assume you do that, what will happen over time is, yes, you will continue to rent forever, but those investment properties will grow in value, and the debt will decrease, and they will start to actually give you income. And if you get enough of them, it'll give you a substantial income, which means if you do not want to get up and go to work tomorrow, you don't have to because you've got income. Whereas even if you own a home, pay it off to zero, and you don't have a mortgage, you still have to get up and go to work tomorrow, because unfortunately not having a mortgage doesn't mean you can go down to the shop and say, hey, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have those groceries for free. It doesn't work like that. So income is the thing that will allow you not to work. Renting is cheaper than buying. If you use the money that you're saving from renting to go and invest, you'll have a much better financial future.